Okay, if you didn't just start riding bikes yesterday, you know that's happened to you too. You're all pumped up, you're gonna go out for a ride. Maybe it's that first impromptu ride of the year. You wanna check out some new gear. You wanna get out there and turn a couple of miles on that first nice day. Or, let's just say, you haven't ridden the bike in a few weeks. You trailer it to the track. You pull it out of the trailer and guess what? No start condition. That's no fun. And it's cutting into that precious riding time. Today we're going to talk about how to choose the right battery and how to avoid that situation. Okay, we've got two different bikes here. Street bike, track bike. One has a lithium battery, the other has the OEM UASA in it. When you first bring this home, it's really important with a new bike. One of the first things you do, remember, mod number 2, is to install a battery tender junior or comparable device. This comes with the maintenance charger that has a super long ass cord, so if your outlet in the garage is a little distance from the bike, typically you've got plenty to work with here. And it comes with either alligator clips or an SAE style connector that bolts to the battery positive and negative terminal. You route it externally, it is fused. So if you do happen to have a short, the fuse pops, you're safe, you're not going to burn your bike down. Then what I recommend is basically every time you ride the bike, when you come back, park the bike, plug the motorcycle in. One of our staff here, Corey's got a 2016 BMW S1000RR, and this guy rides more than anyone you know on the street. He wears bikes out. He plugs his bike in every single day, and he's never had a problem. Okay, another option is to get something a little more robust. This isn't just a maintenance device. This will also charge a battery, okay? So this is a full-blown 1.25 amp 12 volt battery charger or maintenance device. You can see right now it is in the storage mode, so it's doing the same thing effectively that the battery tender would. What's nice about this is that it can bring a battery up and charge a battery. So say if you buy a new battery that needs to be charged, you can use this to do that. It does cost a few bucks more, but it'll do everything that does and then some. Okay, now let's talk about a bike that has a lithium battery installed. The R1's a track bike, okay? This gets ridden a lot less frequently than a street bike would for sure. Especially with that lithium battery, it's really important that you have some type of maintenance device on it so that when you get to the track and you have that precious riding time that you've so invested in, that the bike is gonna start and you're not gonna have trouble. Ballistic has developed an entire kit. It's got a monitor device that lets you know its current state of charge. It's also an SEA connector that hooks to the maintenance charger. I have that hooked to the R1 right now. This is their Evo power system. It comes in a complete kit. It's really affordable in my opinion. This bike stays plugged in whenever it's here in the shop, and that ensures that the battery is going to be at a full state of charge. And I really feel with a lithium battery, that's even more important than it is with a standard OEM lead acid style. Okay, now let's touch on, you know what? I left my key on, I left my, whatever. The battery's dead and you need to get the bike started because you want to ride right now. We don't have time for a charger, okay? We have time to start the bike and start riding it. Ballistic developed this little backpack. It is a lithium backpack. It comes with connectors that'll allow you to charge multiple devices, iPhones, USB style stuff. This thing is awesome. We use it snowmobiling to keep charging our phones and communicators when we get to a restaurant. Love this thing. Comes with a charger so you can charge this when you're in the car or truck. You're able to plug it into a wall. And of course it comes with jumper cables that attach very easily, and look at how they're different lengths too. That's super badass because you know you're going to hook that up. They're not going to be sitting there arcing together. Okay, we showed you in the first part of the video. This is really true. The bike's, yeah, that's real. That's really doing that right now. We discharged this on purpose for this video because I already told you it sits on a maintenance charger. But let me show you how badass this thing is. Okay. Get your jumper cables connected. And just like that, you're back in business. You know, especially for guys and girls going to the racetrack, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people walking around, and maybe done it myself, looking for a jump box because you know what? Your battery's dead. And something with the lithium batteries too, those early or late season track days where it's chilly in the morning, they don't do phenomenal when it's cold. Having this, which is well under $100, okay, and you can also charge your lap timer, your phone, all kinds of great stuff with it while you're at the track, is gonna make that no big deal. Okay, let's say it's time for a new battery. There's a lot of choices. We try to whittle that down on our site. We're not listing every battery from every manufacturer because the reality is a lot of the ones that are branded like Parts Unlimited or Bike Master or Firepower, they're very, very similar products, okay? So we're gonna focus on the stuff we offer. UACID, maintenance-free battery. The Bike Master series, we're showing you their True Gel here. There's a Bike Master Lithium. And then we have ballistic lithium batteries as well. Let's start off by helping you choose, do I go lithium or do I go standard conventional battery? The lithium batteries are attractive. Why? Look at this. I mean, these are weightless, okay? This battery right here is going to fit into 2009 through 2016 GSXR 1000. This is the UACID, right, which is the best, in my opinion, conventional battery. And this is the ballistic lithium battery. There is nearly a 4-pound weight difference between these two. So why would you install a lithium battery? The number one reason to do that is weight loss on the bike. Typically to lose 4 pounds, you have to spend hundreds or $1,000+ So weight loss is the number one reason. The battery itself, they are very different. Your lithium batteries, they require a little more TLC, and absolutely you want to stay up on them with a maintenance charger. Cool temperatures. You get your really early spring stuff, your cold days, not your prime riding days, but where it's cold in the morning. They do not love that, okay? They do not perform as well in the cool temps. As long as it's reasonable riding weather, odds are you're not going to have a problem. Your conventional batteries, they are not anywhere near as sensitive to temperature. So if you're riding only on the street and the weight loss is not appealing to you at all, then I would suggest that you go with a conventional style battery. Okay, if we're going to go with a conventional battery, top of the line stuff that we have merchandised in the categories for each bike, it's going to be that UACID maintenance free battery, okay? It's going to ship most oftentimes with the acid in a container, but not yet in the battery. So you are going to have to fill the battery with acid. It's a very simple process. They show you how to do it in the instructions. It's super simple, easy to do, and then you'll seal the caps up. It will be leak free. It's important to understand that when you put this in, you're going to need to let the battery sit for a predetermined amount of time. Depends on the size of the battery. Realistically, somewhere between 1 to 2 hours is enough for it to activate itself, and that'll get it to a good state of charge, but it won't be 100%. From there, best practice, if you want this battery to last a long time and perform great, is to bring it up to 100% charge before you use it, okay? Your battery tender can do that for you. If you want to get a little more serious, you can go with that battery tender charger that we talked about. It's a little bit more robust. But it's important that you bring the battery all the way up. So you need to leave yourself time with this to get the acid in the battery, allow it to be absorbed, activate, and then charge. You know, let's say that you decide to go with something like the Bike Master True Gel or a battery that comes with the acid already in it. These do come in a state of ready, a charged state. With that said, let's be realistic. The minute these things are activated and charged and they sit on the shelf, they begin to discharge. That's just the way it is. How long have they sat on the shelf? Well, that's a great question because these are coming out of warehouses, right? Sitting here for a very short period of time. We don't hold batteries very long here, right? They're held for a very short period of time. But the truth is, When you get it, still, best practice, if you want good long life and trouble-free service, is to charge the battery to 100% before you use it. You'll see that there's like an AGM Bike Master, which is a comparable product to this U-Acid. It's going to ship and you're going to have to put the acid in it, okay? There is a difference. U-Acid is the benchmark. U-Acid is like the Arai of batteries. It is the best quality. We can argue about that like tires and oil for sure. Sometimes there are issues, but it is the highest quality. And one way you can tell that is if you get the same part number in, say, a Bike Master, Parts Unlimited, or a Firepower that needs to have the acid activated, so a comparable product, and you hold them empty, the U-Acid is going to be heavier. The materials they use in the battery, they're just higher quality. That's the way it is. So this truly is a you get what you pay for. It doesn't mean you're going to have a horrible experience if you buy a more affordable battery, but this is a safer bet for sure. So decide where you're most comfortable price point wise, and understand that if you take care of this battery using a proper tender, you charge it properly, activate it properly, this is the best possible option to get you that long, trouble-free performance. If you're leaning towards lithium, the two that we sell most often are going to be the Ballistic and or the Bike Master. Well, what's the difference between the two? The Ballistic is a higher end product, in my opinion. We've sold a lot of these. I know the people that own the company. They are phenomenal to work with. If in fact there is a problem, let me tell you, they are there to support it, and that means a lot to me. So I would say that a lot like what we talked about with the U-Acid and the Bike Master, the Parts Unlimited, the Firepower, it's the same deal. This is assembled here in the US. Not all the components are made here, but this is assembled here in the US, so it's really good quality piece. And I highly recommend, whether you're buying a Bike Master or a Ballistic, that you make sure you get yourself, right from Jump Street, a proper maintenance device, okay? In my opinion, the best way to do that is to buy the Ballistic Evo Power System, direct fit battery, maintenance charger, health monitor. With the Ballistic batteries at this point, they come right with a label on the top that tells you that you have to charge this before you use it. If you don't, you're going to have problems. It's just like the other stuff, and I would recommend, honestly, that you employ the same practice with the Bike Master or any other brand that you buy. You know, when I started out to do this video, Steve and I were thinking, man, this is gonna be a couple minutes, right? But the bottom line is, you know what? There's more to it than that. If we're gonna get you to that trouble-free place where you can really get out there and enjoy your riding time, you need enough information to make an informed decision. I think we've done that here, and I hope this helps. I'm Brian Van, SportbikeTrackGear.com.